Okay, guys. It's time for lunch. Look at what I got. You see that? This is a first for me. This is a pork tongue. Or half. Oh, maybe a third of a pork tongue. I've eaten lots of tongue and I've eaten pork tongue. But this is grilled on a stick. My first time having pork tongue on a stick. They didn't take the skin off, which I prefer if you did. That's alright. But look at that, that's a big chunk of meat that most people don't eat, you know. Me being a hunter many years ago, I've eaten lots of tongue, but never like this. The last time I had tongue was actually only a couple weeks ago. That was from a goat. There it is. It's just meat, right? It's a different texture. Very good. Really nice, actually. It's all the same seasoning, marinade that they use for regular pork. Just that it's tongue. You never even notice the skin is on there, actually. Whoa, that's good. Got some bamboo shoots. I did a video a while ago on bamboo shoots. How we harvest them and cook them. And I have a page on my website. The link to the website is always in the description of the video, mythaihomestead.com. But I'll try and remember to put a link to that page, the bamboo page. Lots of good information on there about the health benefits of bamboo shoots. If you can get them, you should be eating them, according to the list. According to my website, you should eat them. But they have to be cooked right. Beautiful day here today. Nice little breeze of wind, not too hot. It's sunny but a little overcast. Perfect day. Got to enjoy days like this. The dog's asleep under the table. You don't know we're having lunch. This is really good. Expensive though. I should get in the business of selling pork tongue. This cost 80 baht. What's that? $2, $2.50, something, just under $2.50 US. But it's only a third of the tongue. And I think the first time I've ever seen it. So it's probably not that tongue is new, they sell them fresh. It's really good though. You get that street food flavor, you know? All you need is a handful of sticky rice and a chunk of beef tongue or pork tongue. And you're good to go. It's early afternoon here, about 1 o'clock. And it feels like I'm the only one. A motorbike just drove by, that's why I thought about it. Feels like I'm the only one in the world, you know, there's nobody here. Wife's gone to the farm. The village is just quiet. Awesome. This is just frozen corn. I warmed it up in the pan with a little bit of butter and a lot of pepper. Quick and easy. I'm thinking about turning my garden into a greenhouse, or putting a greenhouse over the garden. It's already got walls on 3 sides, and the concrete walls are not quite high enough. And I put the frame over it for the shade cloth last year. I'm thinking if I put rafters on top of that, if I could find somebody that can bend steel, I'm sure there has to be somebody around that can do it, bend the steel, make arches over the top of the frame that's already there, greenhouse plastic over the top, and then bug netting along the one wall and the two ends, the 2 peaks. I wouldn't keep out all the bugs, but I keep out most of them. And I keep out the worst of the weather. It's really hard to grow most of the year here, believe it or not. From November until March, you can grow any, you know, you can, anybody can grow. It doesn't take nothing. But for whatever reason, as soon as March hits, that's when the weather changes. And the heat it gets hot. Middle of March, April into May is the oddest time of the year here. And then after that, the rains hit. If it's not raining, the humidity is just through the roof. So it's, you know, right now, it's 85–90% humidity every day. So even when it's not hot, like today it's not too hot, 32 or something like that, not too bad. But the humidity at 90%, as soon as you start to move, you sweat, you know. And the greenhouse wouldn't fix that. Well, not this style of greenhouse. Can be done. But it would make it a lot better, a lot more controlled. One of the problems we have with the garden is birds. There's some crops, like Thai sweet basil. Dill's another one. As soon as those seedlings came up, beets, I've shown it before with beets. Actually, that wasn't birds, I think that's cutworms or something. As soon as the seedling emerges, they disappear. You just can't grow it in the garden. And a lot of that is birds. But that would be another pretty large project when I have way too many projects going already. There's a bone in there. So it's just a thinking right now. I can get the plastic, I can get the bug net, I can get the wiggle wire. So all I need is the frame. And I can't just go and buy an actual normal greenhouse like everyone else, because I just don't have anywhere to put it. My garden is a weird shape, so it would be it's going to be a pain to build, but it's doable, and I think it would be a lot better. There's nothing worse than having the garden all planted out and a rainstorm comes through and destroys all of it, you know. We grow a lot of food here. For a little piece of land that we have here, we grow a massive amount of food. But the garden could do a lot better. And I think a roof over it would really help. And if I'm going to put a roof over it, I should just put the one side with netting. That would keep out all the bigger bugs, all the butterflies and the moths and the birds. Yeah, that would make a huge difference, wouldn't it? I think I got a big snake in the garden somewhere. When a snake eats a frog, the frog makes a very distinct sound as it's being eaten alive. And that sound was coming out of the garden a couple hours ago. Couldn't find it. So it's probably got a hole somewhere. But it sure sounded like a snake eating a frog. It's one of those sounds that when you know what it is, every time you hear it forever, you know what's happening. It's not a nice sound, obviously. This time's coming out now. It's going to be a hot afternoon, that's for sure. Got a nice wind here. Gotta like that. The dog didn't even wake up, did he? Sleep under his chair. That was a fine chunk of meat, I tell you what. I'm gonna save the bone for my buddy. See what they do. Obviously the tongue was, I've shown this before actually. Just a piece of bamboo that's split open. You put the meat inside, pinch the end together, and most people use a piece of wire. But this is the traditional way to do it. It's with a piece of, this is bamboo, this is just a strip off of here. They use it for a string. All natural, all biodegradable, no wires. Oh, good. That was a fine feed, I tell you what. Another good meal in the jungle. I tell you what, we eat good here. Even when we don't grow it, we eat good. Although I guess we grew the bamboo. Alright guys, well that's it. Just my thoughts right now. It's a problem I have, my brain never stops. I'm always coming up with ideas that make me work more. Ideas that keep me busy. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching.